The two pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in one another's shadow. Kahal Gibran, the prophet. The Irish are far less ornate, saying pretty much the exact opposite. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and all you philosophers out there, I'll leave you to determine which of those two authorities is the more accurate, as I set out to demonstrate that Arnold the father and Barry the son are the same, except where we're different. We are the same in that we're both handsome, excellent raconteurs, gifted with vast erudition, polished, urbane, sophisticated, and like Barry the son, Arnold the father is a real man's man. I mean, what about them Niners? On the other hand, we are different in that I remember 1982. Barry was 5 years old. In a moment of weakness, I decided to buy a digital watch. Now, some of you young people have digital watches. But look at this. 12 numbers, 3 hands that move at different speeds. That's a real watch. What you have is a pretend watch. But at a moment of weakness, I was young and inexperienced. I wanted to be trendy. What can I say? Guilty as charged, Your Honor. So we bought the thing, brought it home. We were all excited, both of us. I take the watch out of the package and the directions, and that's where things started to go wrong. Now, you've seen those directions, and the longer you look at that small print, the smaller the print becomes. I mean, it's small. Small. Then I started doing things, pushing dials and turning levers and scrolling down a screen. And I found that I was all elbows and kneecaps. Barry, of course, is watching the whole thing, 5 years old. Eventually looks up and says, "Daddy, will you let me help?" And I'm thinking, he's just a little kid. On the other hand, I only spent $9.95 on this thing. If he breaks it, it hasn't really hurt much. So, here you go, Barry. Knock yourself out. 45 seconds. He hands it back to me. Not only is the time correct, but there's a little box there, it's got a 13 in it. And next to that is a box with a JUL. He had the right date as well as the right time. And I'm thinking, from whence sprang this nerdy child? On the other hand, we are similar in that we both show a profound respect for the power of the declarative sentence. I needed that power when I was a teacher in a California state prison for 13 years. If you spend your working day in a room outnumbered by 29 hard-bitten wife beaters and drug dealers, you'd better establish your authority quick, because these guys only respect one thing, and that's brute force. So this is what I told them. You guys need to know that I have the belt in karate beyond black belt. I see some of you don't even think such a belt exists. Well, it does. However, under pain of forfeiture of the belt itself, I am prohibited from telling you what I had to do to earn it, what I must continue to do to keep it, because they don't just give this stuff away, they got standards. I can't even tell you the color of the belt, but you'd better know this. You step out of line once, and you're on the ground before you see my hands move. Yeah! They just laughed. Barry, on the other hand, showed a marked ability, great creative input in doing the same thing, and he did it making phone calls to strangers. And here I have documented evidence. Some of you young people have never seen one of these. It's a conversation piece. This is called a phone book. He would find people inside that book that he didn't know. Call them up. Mrs. Ryan, you will win a certificate valued at 100 gallons of free gasoline if you can answer this one question. How many cars do you know begin with P? Plymouth, Pontiac, and Porsche. Sorry, they all begin with gas. Click. Yes, I know from whence this creative child sprang. But I was going to give you another similarity, but Barry dropped the ball. You see, when I was researching this talk, I asked him, what do you think is the difference between you and me? Now, what he should have said is what I would have said, and which he's often done. He should have shown keen, penetrating, analytical insight that pierces unerringly time and again to the heart of the problem. And he dropped the ball. What he said was, unlike you, I don't need the limelight. And I'm thinking, from whence sprang this heretical child? Mr. Toastmaster.